All right, good morning. It is, well, it's garlic planting day. So technically, I suppose it's a touch late in the season to be planting garlic in our area, but we put it off. It just didn't happen earlier than now. So we really need to get this garlic in the ground so it can get nice and frosty for the winter. We're gonna cover it in straw like we did last year. And basically, earlier in the season, we harvested our garlic and it was planted up behind the garage last year. We did not have a garden when we first moved here, but I wanted to get the garlic in the ground, so we did up behind the garage and just planted it in the ground as it was, and then we covered it with straw so we knew the location of the garlic when we were, when it grew up. So we kept an eye on it, harvested it in, I think it was late July. Maybe early August, maybe mid-August. I don't remember. Anyways, we posted about that. That was in one of the previous videos. And then I collected all of the garlic cloves. Now, when I was doing the kitchen video, I minced all the garlic. Basically, I grated it all and put it into some olive oil in some mason jars, and that went into the fridge. So it did not get canned as it would if it was, shelf stable, but I threw it in the fridge, so everything should be fine there. Now, going forward, I counted up my garlic cloves, knew I was not going to have enough of the big ones to be able to replant this year. So I bought a pound of seed garlic, basically was what I was going to turn it into. It became seed garlic. And when I was breaking apart everything in that kitchen video, I kept all of the large cloves. I have a total of 60, which is what we're going to plant today. And we're going to cover those over with straw again like we did last year. So this is basically last year's garlic. I think we bought it all. I bought all of that garlic. So all of that seed garlic was bought previously. And then we've also supplemented it with a pound. It was a $10 for a pound of organic garlic cloves. We're going to turn those into seed garlic this year. So I ended up with 2 half pints of garlic, basically minced garlic in olive oil, and we are using those in the kitchen now. Going forward, we should also be supplementing our seed garlic supply again. Do we think 60 cloves is going to produce enough for us next year? I'm not sure yet, so I don't know. It's hard for us right now because we're just getting started with sort of producing all of our own food to know exactly how much we need on the shelf at the end of the season to get us through until the next harvest next year. So right now, this is a test. Do we think 60 is enough? Probably not, honestly. And it depends on how many are large, right? We want I don't know, maybe I need 100. I'm not sure yet. So basically, yeah, it depends on how big the heads get next year. All of those things matter, right? So ultimately, we are down in the garden right now, and we need to get these in the ground. So this is what is left from my garden from this summer. And behind me, you can see the asparagus. There's the asparagus sticking up there, and it's a perennial, so it'll stick around and come back next year. So basically, directly beside it is where we're going to plant all of the garlic. It only needs to be about 6 inches apart, and sorry, I'm seeing movement on the driveway, and I'm just trying to be loud because there is definitely a bear that we've seen on the property, and Mike is also hunting deer. It's deer season right now, so we're just trying to be somewhat noisy to remind those animals not to come and hang out right here, because this is where I am. So, okay. So 6 inches apart, and we'll plant them in like a diamond format so that basically each clove is 6 inches from any other clove around, and we'll get lots of cloves into our bed here. So I'm going to take the 20 feet that we're standing in and go all the way basically to the fence there, and it will be our garlic plot for this next year. So yeah, so we're going to rake up a little bit because this was all weeds in the summertime. It did not grow well, but I'm not going to take anything out. I'm not worried about all of the dead stuff that's here. We'll just rake it, and then we'll actually plant our seeds, and then we'll throw all of this lovely pile of straw which came off of our water tote. It's partially broken down, as you can see. It's very dark, some of it, and anything that still looks like straw at this point is from under the house. They're under the cabin. So now it will become our mulch for our garlic. So this is awesome. I'm very excited to use basically all of our everything. Like we don't want to have anything actually go into the garbage, which means we're going to stop, hopefully eventually stop using things like plastics and stuff like that to grow food, to keep food, to preserve, all of those things. So we want to basically have things that we can reuse and or that have another purpose later on, like our straw, which right now is, we have straw around the water tote up at the cabin to keep the water from freezing in the winter. And then in the summertime, or in the fall now, it'll become mulch on the garden. So it's very exciting. We'll get some mulch on the rest of the garden too. So all the rest of the straw is going to go basically everywhere. So any of this garden area that we used this year is going to get mulch, and even actually some of the outside area, because our tomato trellises and things like that are still up, and we'll probably replant in those areas. But for now, we'll just mulch them, and then they'll get nice, lush, composty dirt, or well composted soil for next year. And of course, every year we'll continue to do that, and it will build up the soil. So it's very exciting. All right, so hopefully year over year we'll just get better and better soil to keep planting all of our vegetables in. And our fruit. We need some fruit. Well, we have a few trees and things, but yeah. All right, Mike will be down soon. He's got to get the water out of the water tote here and take it up to the house and put it into our water tote up there. This one will then be left empty for the winter so that no water will actually collect inside, and we won't crack it, because obviously freezing water cracks plastic jugs. So that's what we have. All right. Alright, so here we are. All the garlic is planted, and I have a bunch of straw on top of it, and I marked it off with our posts so that we don't accidentally walk on it or plant anything else there in the spring. Alright, that is it for today, and we will see you guys next time.